Hey, this is Short John Red, and welcome back to what's probably going to be the last video I'll do on, well, the last commentary playthrough I'll do on Scarlet Hollow. And I'll explain why this is the last one once we get to the end, but, so yeah. I didn't read this last time. Give me a sec. Okay, lit by the orange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What was once a quaint building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Maybe Kanika is right. Maybe ghosts aren't real and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. I like how they changed it from Stella to Kanika. I feel like that makes a little bit more sense. Your fists have gotten you this far. If there is something in there, you can take it. Your thoughts jump to the ghost books you've read over the years. So often the ghosts in stories are metaphors for something else. Are ghosts real ghost metaphors too? I don't know. Guess we'll find out. It's just as its exterior was intimidating the setting sun, inside of the library is dark and its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Hey, Oscar! Are you back yet? Shh! You can't yell in the library. It's against the rules. It's after hours. Rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now, it's our domain. Hey, you're just in time. Rosalina is situated in the back room. Alexis is keeping her company while we hopefully get this all sorted out. I'd love for her to be able to sleep in her own bed tonight. How is she doing? She's not quite as chipper as she was when she was on stronger meds, but she's still doing surprisingly well. Alexa's been by her side non-stop. She's been a really good friend. Rosalina and I are both lucky to have her right now. I'm glad she's back home at least. We'll be able to get her back into her real home in no time. Sorry, I didn't. I thought it said something else. I've come fully loaded. Got my EMF reader, temperature gauge, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video camera, salt, flashlights for everybody in case the ghost messes with the electricity, parabolic microphone, Sharpies and paper for automatic writing, matches and candles for rituals. Oh, and an Ouija board. I think that's how you say Ouija board. I remember the stupid video of, I don't know, people on Yahoo saying that word wrong. I know they're toys, but you never know what might come in handy. Wow, this is a lot of ghost hunting stuff for something that was so last minute. Do you just have this stuff ready to go in a bug out bag or something? Of course I do. I actually stashed a couple bags here overnight after I got back from the mines. Excuse me? Yeah, that's a bit of an invasion of privacy, don't you think? I wasn't about to carry everything around all day. This way we can go in light, pop out to grab more stuff once things start getting spooky. Also, in case you haven't noticed, she's basically wearing a Ghostbusters knockoff uniform. I may have never found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying. After last night, I'm more than ready to try again. Hey, hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? And here's Avery, in all their glory. Avery, glad you can make it. The more pairs of hands we have, the more equipment we can carry. Sure thing. Always happy to offer a hand or two. Please tell me you aren't taking this seriously as everybody else. I need someone to be rational with. Whoa, is that an EMF reader? I've never seen one in person. Look at all this stuff. Well, that answers your question, Kanika. Spirit box, parabolic microphone. Y'all really covered all your bases. Oh no. Hey, I'm as rational as they come. I'm just not ready to rule out weird paranormal stuff. When people tell me they saw a ghost, who am I to say hey they didn't? I'm not even about to try and argue with that. I mean, y'all apparently saw some really unexplainable stuff on Monday. And that mine only collapsing again after 100 years while you're all there? I'm just saying, anything seems possible right now. Yeah, let's go with the first one. This whole town is one big supernatural death trap. Hopefully not a death trap. It's not like anyone's dead. Yo, don't rush ghost hunting without Zane. No way I was gonna forget your promise to it. Yep, I just realized he's wearing a shirt name that has the word Zane on it. And is that a marijuana symbol in your hat? Why do you have that? Zane, glad you can make it. I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Now let's go mess with some ghosts. I hope my house is big enough for 6 ghost hunters at once. Oh, it's gonna get a lot bigger. This is everyone. We can go ahead and get started. It's through the back. Follow me. Looks like the sun is almost set. This is when stuff starts to kick off. I haven't been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect. Hey! You're not doing this without me. If there's a ghost, I want to see it with my own eyes. What? I just noticed, you look like you're wincing in pain there. I mean, granted it makes sense, but still. Sorry, Mr. Gutierrez. I really hope I'm saying that right. I tried to stop her, but she was really convincing. Oh, hi Zane, what's up? Yo. Rosalina. Yeah, let Oscar handle this. He's the dad here. He decides it's best to let Oscar handle this. I've done enough resting, and it's not like hobbling around the library is any different than hobbling around our house. I miss being there. I miss feeling home. You shouldn't be hobbling around at all. Just take it easy until you're more healed. I gotta learn to walk around eventually. Might as well start while I'm still on pain meds. And our house is 1 story. It's not like I'm climbing Mount Everest. Oscar sighs. The answer is no, Rosa. You need to rest. As if I can't get any rest in that crappy little back room. I want our house back. I'm coming with you. Crappy? Since when do you use language like that? And we have taken care of nearly half the and we have this thing here. Nearly half the town is here to help. What are you gonna do, old man? You can't stop me. I'm injured, remember? I'm not that old. You better turn around or I'll ground you. Wow, this is some new dialogue. Dad, I'm pretty sure I'm as grounded as I can get. And I'm fine. This doesn't even hurt. I don't feel anything. That's because you're on painkillers, Rosa. It doesn't mean that... But Rosalina ignores him, grimacing but confident as she hobbles forward on her crutches. Oscar says and does nothing to stop her. No offense, Oscar, you're kind of a pushover. Okay. Literally just proving my point. First I was gonna ask what's this cat scratcher thing, then I realized, oh, they actually own a cat. You all cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. Family photos line the walls, and stacks of books sit comfortably on wooden furniture. Fitting. You can imagine long winter's night reading by the fireplace without a care in the world. Oscar looks pretty normal now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that sorry, I thought someone else was talking. I thought I said Oscar, but no. Okay, looks pretty normal now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that could be non-supernatural. None of my equipment is picking up anything around the picture, but I'll set up a camera in case it falls again. Could be important evidence. You might want to save your cameras for Rosalina's room. That's where I've seen the ghosts manifest. It's just down the hall. Oscar and Kanika stare as the door swings open. Oh boy. Here we go. Hold it. You're not taking my cousin along on any more of your little hijinks without me. Tavi! I can't believe you had the audacity to give me the slip earlier. Oh, Rudy, I'm sorry. She actually looked a little disappointed there. After I specifically asked you not to. At least you did me the courtesy of letting me know exactly where you'd be tonight, so I didn't have to waste my time looking for you. Wait, Odie, you invited her? Wow, Odie, you really brought the whole gang together. Yep, literally, like, this is pretty much the maximum of people you can bring. Tabitha, Oscar, Zane, Alexis, Rosalina, Gretchen, Stella, Avery, Kanika, and, of course, well, me. It's a full house tonight. I have every right to be here, Kanika. My family built this place, you know. Yeah, I know. We all know. Odie, what made you think inviting her was a good idea? Relax, Kanika. I'm just placating her. She won't let up about all the dangerous situations I keep finding myself in. And I don't want to get chewed out again. I guess that's fair, but let's not make this a regular thing. Don't worry, Kanika. Once my cousin leaves, we can all go back to ignore each other, as God intended. Aw, come on, y'all. A lot has changed since high school. Maybe you two could be friends if you tried. Tabitha and Kanika eye each other suspiciously. The mutual disgust in their eyes tells you still is not correct. Well, Tabitha definitely has an angry expression, but Kanika looks more shocked than anything else. But maybe for now you can ghost hunt on opposite sides of the room. Sounds like we're in for an interesting night. I'm glad I didn't stay in the same town with the people I went to high school with. No wonder small towns have so much drama. I mean, you'd think a small town would have less drama, but then again, I'm far from an expert on that, so... I wonder if the ghosts will ever show with this many people around. But wait, is it just me, or does it suddenly feel colder? It sure does. I definitely feel that. Same. I got chills. The temperature gust says it's actually a couple degrees colder, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are always colder than other parts of the house. Whoa, a genuine cold snap. I gotta snag a pic for posterity. I really hope I said that last word right. You can actually hear a flash this time. It was just quiet before. Is that it? This isn't very scary. Wait, Rosalina, if the ghost mostly manifests in your room, shouldn't you have seen it? I've only seen the stain. Dad made me switch rooms with him way before we moved out. I wasn't about to let my daughter sleep in a haunted bedroom. I spent most of my nights on the couch before we set up shop in the library. Even if there's something back there, I'm not scared of it. I'm mad at it. Y'all are so brave. I'd be terrified sleeping somewhere that might have a ghost. You know, I'm not gonna go with the... Just because I have the trait doesn't mean I have to select it every time. Alright, let's be Fred. Let's be like Fred and suggest one of the worst ideas in horror movie history. Alright, gang, I think we'll come around. We split up and search for clues. Oh, if that's the case, then I call dibs on Tabby. Fine, but Odie's coming along too. The three of us can search the least dangerous room, like a bathroom or a closet. If we're splitting up, I'll be the one sticking by Odie, Tabitha, not you. Apparently, if you say that in a and you hang out with a certain character, they'll suggest staying with you, but but not that it matters because we're not going to do that. Ghost or no, splitting up is always a recipe for disaster. It's horror movie 101. Never split up. You're just asking the ghost to pick you off one by one. Yeah, you're probably right. If we discover a ghost here, we should all discover it together. That's not exactly the angle I was going for, but okay. I have no idea what angle you were going for there. Yo, once we find the ghost, how are we gonna get rid of it? Like, how does one bust such a thing? Well, my ghost hunting kit has symbols from every major religion, associated holy books, a bunch of salt, and some jars for ectoplasm. And if worst comes to worst, we can always use the Ouija board to politely ask it to leave. Aren't Ouija boards super cursed? Are you sure that wouldn't make it mad or invite a demon into the house or something? I don't know. I mean, there have been plenty of movies about Ouija boards, or that involved Ouija boards, but I don't know. Is that accurate? I'm not fully versed in the lore of Ouija boards. Ouija boards are toys. The only power they have is scaring kids at slumber parties. That sounds fun to me. We might as well try it, right? What's the worst that could happen? We make the ghost mad, it gives us more evidence? Sounds like a win-win. That doesn't sound like a win-win to me, Avery. I think I'd rather not take the chance. One ghost is enough to deal with. I don't much like the thought of opening a door for something worse. Wow, you've never been this superstitious, Dad. This ghost really has you freaked out. Okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. I think I need a deep breath because reading all this is really draining on me. Let's head to Rosalina's room. Follow me. That feeling again, like the mines, like the door to the clinic. A dusty, suffocating, dizzy feeling. Something is in this house. But whether it's a ghost or worse, you aren't sure. Sorry, ears. Again, just take a look at all these people. Like, actually, I don't think I counted full. 1, 2. Wait, let's count the people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people. 9 including myself, and 10 including the dog. Whoa. This is where I seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Yeah, that's gotta be tough to scrub out. Does the county. I said before, sometimes I confuse country and county. Doesn't the county own this house? Do they know about the damaged carpet? Have you seen your house? I don't see how that's relevant. Great comeback. I'm not getting anything. It's not even cold. It's the same temperature as the living room. Nothing on the EMF either. Then your equipment is wrong. The stain is definitely paranormal. I scrubbed it out too many times to count, and it just keeps coming back. It's just a stain, Dad. Can't we just cover it back up? I don't mind sleeping in here. Maybe we have to scrub it out first. Could be that the paranormal stuff will activate if we give it a reason to. Oh, good idea. I never heard of a bleach-activated ghost before. You really have no concept of cleaning, don't you? Your mother never once taught you how to clean. You don't use bleach to clean a carpet, Tabitha. Whatever, how was I supposed to know that? Not everyone gets to learn how to clean things. Sure, but most of us develop a standard for cleanliness, and yours is pretty low, Tabitha, not gonna lie. If you're all offering free carpet cleaning, be my guest. Have you tried tearing up the carpet? In a house owned by the government? No, I'm not messing with their carpets. I'd rather scrub ghost blood out of it every day than have the government take me to court for destroying their property. Don't worry, I'm sure they'll just take you to court for neglect instead. Did not occur to you that there could be a leaky pipe under the floor? I hate to agree with Tabitha on anything, but some kind of structural damage does seem likely. Tearing up the carpet doesn't seem like such a bad idea. You know, for someone you hate, you two seem to agree on a lot of things. Plus, there might be something written under her there. In blood. Okay, one way to be sure. Still, excitingly tugging at the corner of the carpet. I said that a little too fast. Oh, dear. You're doing the government a favor, really. We'll cover for you. You don't have to sweat it. Still pulls the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in reddish brown. What if there isn't a ghost after all? What if somebody lives down there? Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here. Yeah, let's just... A hatch. A hidden hatch. Thanks for the observation, Avery. This is even better than finding a message. But there's no basement in this house. At least we weren't told about basement. And look at all the red stuff coming from underneath. Oh yeah, this is super... dang it, I clicked too fast. Okay. And look at all this red stuff coming from underneath. Oh yeah, this is super haunted, alright. You got a basement chock full of ghosts, I can just feel it. Still no readings though. None of the equipment has made a sound. Of course not. You all know last month was super rainy. It's clearly been a long time since anyone stepped foot in the basement or crawl space or whatever it is under that hatch. There must be a leak that flooded the whole area under the house. The water dissolved the chalk around the edge and leaked through the carpet, and it's red because North Carolina has red-ass dirt. It's as simple as that. It's not bud, it's blood. Human blood. I tested it. Well, you tested it wrong. I wish I had someone with me, then we could have both read this at the same time. It can't be blood, right? Tanika's right. You got a muddy floor. That's why it's so cold in here, too. There was wet dirt in their house. Congratulations. We solved your ghost problem. No way. There's an old hatch in the floor that someone tried to seal. We're not leaving until we know what's down there. I'm with Stella. This is my room, and I need to know what's going on down there. Have you considered that they may have tried sealing up because it's unsafe? Uh-oh, do you think the flooding could have made the house unstable? I'm all in on ghost hunting, but I don't know if I could crawl into another dangerous crevice. I'm going for it. Yeah, and here. What is that? Do you see that? This photo. What is up with this photo? Was that always there? Anyways, you come into Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere in sight. The building feels colder. There's something about the air that feels wrong. It's stale with an undercurrent of mold and earth. It makes you feel claustrophobic, as though you're in a coffin, each breath depleting with what little oxygen is left. I could totally hear Jonathan Sims reading this. How did we end up back here? Where is everyone? Did we pass out again? Was there a gas leak in the basement or something? Is fainting some kind of weird family thing? Is there a genetic condition I need to be worried about? Not that I'm aware of. Not like this has happened before you got to town. Who knows what sort of nasties was festering in that basement. Your cousin marches to the front door and opens it. Why does it look like Oscar's house is in front of us? Didn't we just leave? I must be misremembering. Let's go. No, you're right, Tabitha. There shouldn't be a door there. Clearly, wherever was in that library is messing with our heads. Or basement. I don't know why I said library. We just left Oscar's house. The library has to be on the other side of that door. The two cross the hallway and open the door. Oh man, this got me the first time. Like imagine going from a seemingly normal building to this. This is giving me Photoshop Flowey flashbacks from Undertale. Something isn't right. It feels like a late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, and the scent of flowers drifts on the breeze. Tabitha, please tell me I'm not the only one seeing that scratchy shadow in the distance. You're not. What the hell is that thing? Am I having a stroke? Are you having a stroke? Are we both having the same stroke at the same time? I can't say I'm an expert, but something tells me this is not what a stroke looks like. Okay, this one says there's a ditchling in these bushes, but I don't see it. Do you see that creature behind the thorns? That's one of the bad omens Stella and I found in the woods. Ew. Ew, indeed. Oh, I'm gonna choose this because, well, you'll see. Let's call the cops. I think this might be above their pay grade. I have a better idea. Look at this! This makes absolutely no sense. And look, there's the ditchling I was referring to. Like, Tabitha's sprite covers it up. Maybe that's an oversight that should be considered, in case anyone from Black Tabby is watching. But this is just awesome. Tabitha anxiously steps into the bush and anxiously taps her foot as she waits for her phone to connect. It doesn't look like she should be able to stand there, and yet there she is, standing there. That way you know this is completely intentional and not some kind of glitch. Or maybe it was a glitch, but they decided to keep it in because it made it more awesome. Hey, it's... what? No, it's Tabitha. Didn't you see the caller ID? Stop interrupting me. Can't you hear what I'm... Cousin's caught by the dial tone of a disconnected call. Geez, she couldn't hear a word I said. Looks like we're on our own. There's gotta be an exit somewhere. We just have to look... Wait, do you hear that music? Oh, so now I'm not the only one who hears it. And here we go. Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadow rises to attention. Stella? Who are you? What are you doing on my property? Huh? Is this what ghost hunts are usually like? Stella knows more about that than me. Right, Stella? Did you say Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's Edwardine now. I'm not a child anymore. Edwardine? Eddie? You gotta be kidding me. Snap her out of it! You grab Stella by the shoulders, attempting to shake her from her trance, but as you try to pull her shoulder, it's as if she's held back by invisible ropes. I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone. Oh man, I'm so tempted to say. Sorry, I was so tempted to sing that "Stay Gone" from Hazbin Hotel, but I'm not gonna bother. I'm not gonna torture you with my awful singing voice. And you absolutely shouldn't have shown up here, of all places. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what Father might do. Snap her out of it harder! I always love when they put harder. Like, do the same thing, but harder. Like, how are you supposed to do that? You pull with all your strength, digging your heels into the strange, shifting earth beneath you. You feel the invisible rope snap. Help me! Get me out of here! It hurt! You can hear the ropes tighten around her again. Your physical strength is meaningless here. Oh my god. Stella. I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to Normandy, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides Father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. Shut up! Shut up! You know, I know the name, but let's just ask. Edwardine Scarlet. Do you know that name? Tava tenses. Of course I do. She's our great-grandmother, and Stella knows that. But if this is some kind of possession, there's no way it's her ghost. Edwardine died in the estate. There's no reason it should be haunting the annex. You should just get out of town while you still can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it. Let her go, please. She's gone, along with the shadow in the corner of the room. Come on, we must have taken the wrong door out of the annex. We're getting out of here before anything else happens. Yeah, I'm not gonna choose the trait dialogue every time. I don't think we're in the woods. I don't think we ever left the house. No, wait, come on. We're going back inside. She yanks your arm, pulling you back the way you came. That's not fun. You decide to go along with Tata as she rushes back to the annex. Instead of Oscar's living room, the two of you are met by a closed door standing in the middle of the garden's greenery. Where did the annex go? Let's turn back. I'm only doing this because I think there's some... Like, it's possible that they changed it, but there's some pretty funny dialogue. Yeah, maybe we just got turned around. Okay, maybe not. I just remembered I have the book smart trait. Two, you turn around only to be met with the same door. Where's the annex? Where are we? Okay, this is the funny dialogue. Maybe we turn around 360 degrees instead of 180. But, yeah, you know what? Let's use... Okay. What if I keep my eyes on the door and you turn around? Okay, I guess that's worth a shot. Tyler walks behind you and turns around. You can feel her back crash into yours as she stumbles backwards in shock. You gotta be kidding me. Can you still see it? Unfortunately, yes. Screw this. Your cousin turns back around, storms out the door and throws it open. bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined. Are you kidding me? Junior, pack your things quickly. Hurry. Jesus, Rosalia, you scared the shit out of me. Maybe we should run him out on a rail too, make an example of the whole family. I'm only doing this because it's funny. Is the shadowy figure in the corner or dictating the full events? The last thing you're gonna do is wait to find out. You plant your feet against the ground and launch yourself into a powerful tackle. Only you don't actually go anywhere. It's suddenly as if the floor beneath you has become a treadmill, and try though you might, you find yourself comically running in place. What are you doing? I love this. Yeah, let's just make a fool. Let's just admit we're making a fool of ourselves. I'm trying to deck that ghost in the face, but it won't let me. I'm no expert on ghost physics, but even if it let you move, would you really be able to do anything to it? Good point. Plus, he's only a child. We'll leave peacefully. Just give us a little time. They were only children too. My boy was in that mine. Why should I give Junior here all the time in the world to gather his little toys and fancy clothes? My boys didn't have that kind of luxury. Oh. The ghost is showing us its memories, isn't it? It's trying to communicate with us. If she wasn't possessed, still would love this so much. Don't listen to him, Charlie. Just keep packing. Looks like the others are on their way. Better hurry, boy. Or you and your dolls here might get burned up. And as for you, lady, what makes you think you're gonna be keeping any of those valuables and packing in that fine suitcase of yours? Yeah, let's see some more. I wonder if we should be paying attention to the symbolism of these ruins. That bleeding lamb down the portrait might be a good place to start. And the Pegasus is probably emphasizing this place's connection to the mines. You can have fun doing that yourself. You're no fun, Tabitha. Trust me, boy, the coppers ain't coming here tonight. And what makes you think you can talk to an adult like that? Maybe they should have you work in the mines too instead of lazy around that big house. And maybe you should learn a thing or two about respecting your elders. Don't talk to my son that. Don't talk to me like that, woman. I call the shots. Now get out. Unless you want to go up in flames with all your precious jewels and expensive dresses. You're lucky I'm letting you leave. I think there's more to this ghost than just the mine collapse. We're still missing a lot of the story here. What more could there possibly be? We get it, Ghost. You have trauma. But I got some news for you. We all have trauma. And most of us don't use it as an excuse to trap people in some sort of psychedelic funhouse. I don't know why I paused. It's okay, Charlie. You can make new ones. Even better than these. It's good for him. Shouldn't be playing with dolls anyway. Now you're gonna have to earn your keep just like the rest of us, boy. No more big inheritance for you. Alexis and Rosalind are whisked away, leaving you and Tabitha in the empty room. As they depart, the front door stops pounding and opens into a beckoning white void. We're in hell. We both died and we're in hell. Who did you call on the phone earlier? Friend of the family. Not that it matters though, the call didn't go through, so we're on our own. Okay, let's put our heads down. What do we know? We know that we can't leave, and we're not possessed. At least as far as we can tell. And whatever we saw in this room, at least happen after the Shaw mine collapsed in 1918. I think that's the only option on the table for us right now. I think the only option on the table for us right now is to keep going, doing what it wants us to do. Maybe it'll stop some, or maybe we'll figure out a way to escape. There are so many ditch things here. I literally only see one. Yeah. There are. Those things are horrible. No wonder you were such a mess on Monday. You're right. There's only one way to get to the end of this, shall we? Yeah, let's get this over with. You and Tao walk up where the pounding door used to stand and step into the void. You're outside and it's night. A false moon looming massive in the painted sky. The night feels thick and warm. The insects lively and their calls unnaturally tiny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pond. Should we make this an over an hour video? Let's make this an over an hour video. What magic words do we have to say to get you to let us go? We're sorry, okay? Whatever our family did to piss you off so much, we're sorry. You poor dear. I haven't kept track of you, scuttering around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwardine, haven't you? Okay, these scenes are out of order. This one must be after the garden and after the collapse. That's exactly what I was thinking. This has to be after he met up with Edwardine. Wait, what am I doing? I refuse to invest and figure out this weird little puzzle. Again, you're no fun, cousin. There's no need to be embarrassed. Your secret is safe with me. You know, I never did approve what the Scarlets did to your family, and what it did to two of you youngins. Child sweethearts, just think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? So, Edwardine and Charlie. Let me just spoil it for you and say it doesn't work out. Our great-grandfather's name was not Charles. How do you know that? What was his name then? I'm sure by now you realize the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you. But it's not for lack of desire, as you well know. It's Enoch. If you dragged her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you would ever be happy again. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want that to be the two of you? I already know who Enoch is, but remind me again. What do you know about Enoch, Tarzan? Our great-great-grandfather. He was in charge of the mines when they collapsed. I don't know much besides that, so don't bother asking. Has there been some kind of theme with the possessions, like who's playing what role? Stella was Edwardine, Rosalie is soon to be the guy's mom, and Alexis some angry townsperson. And Kanika's some nosy old lady. If there's a pattern here, I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's just pulling the close matches they can find, like... Yeah, there is aside from some characters, there is sort of a theme with the possessions. And there's definitely one with Kanika, which is, minor spoiler alert, minor sort of spoiler alert. It's one of the biggest reasons I don't trust Sybil. If that's the case, then I'm not too concerned about reading between the lines. The powers at work here are stronger than even your love would withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her there. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune. Not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to step foot outside the holler. Nika mimics handing you something, though her hand is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. I'm gonna go with the first one. I I can identify some of the plants in this room. There's Jim's sunweed, monk should, and what's either Queen Anne's lace or poison hemlock. Some pretty toxic stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, heavily associated with witches. Could explain the moon as well. Yeah, just a fun little fact, like... in some folklore, witches are associated with the moon. It's believed to be... I think it originates from Greek mythology, specifically the Greek goddess Hecate, the goddess of witchcraft, who is also considered a moon goddess. Okay, so there are evil plants. How helpful. And the moon can mean anything. It just probably means that it's nighttime. Tabitha, I find it super ironic you're shocked that I'm so cultured. And yet, you're the least cultured person here. That's where you'll find them. You meet her there. And be careful. Good luck to the both of you. I hope you get your happiness. And then she's gone. Tabitha sighs. Okay, let's find the way out. Unless you have any ideas, I don't think there's anything else we could do until we get to the end. Or until we die, whichever. Before the two of you can leave, a smell hits you. Sweating, suffocated flesh. With a tinge of the saccharine? I don't know what that word is. And stomach-churning scent of decay. There you are. It's funny how this is like a... I wonder that they said painted. I would have found you sooner, but the resident clearly doesn't want me here. But it doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites. Oh, look at his poor scrunched up face. Oh. Bottom feeders always manage to slip through the cracks, don't they? No, let's not be prideful. I know it feels like I'm avoiding a lot of the powerful traits dialogue, but... how did you get in here? You say that like it would be hard. Creatures like this are all smoke and mirrors. No substance, no real power. Just enough to keep you both going in circles. Tyler grabs your arm, her grip tight and nervous. We're getting out of here. What an unfortunate situation we've been dragged into, Odie. I don't think that girl is any good for you. Stella was that her name? Seems like she's skilled at finding trouble. Maybe I should pay her a visit soon. If she makes it out if you're alive. Hey, don't use her and Stella. That was up bolts for the underbush, desperately pulling you along. Stella. Oh no, what's he gonna do? We can't think about that right now. We have to focus on getting out of here. I'm sure everything will go back to normal and everyone will be fine once we do. If that thing got in, there must be a way to get out. Come on, we gotta keep going. And she's referring to Wayne as a thing. Oh, that photo always unnerved me. Like, it looks like you photoshopped a smile. Like, this photo's literally a smile, but then you photoshopped it to make it look upside down. Well, you turned it upside down. The two of you step forward from the brush and into a long wooden corridor linked by bottles and rails. You know, I wonder if a lot of this imagery is what inspired Slay the Princess. Because, you know, that entire game was, like, in black and white. Save for the color red. It's kind of similar here, but a million times more surreal. A figure rises to attention, blocking your way. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I'd say it now. Probably the only time we ever see Zane's eyes. And his face is just right there. God, I really hate that sound. Stop moaning like that! As Zane is slipped away, the room pulls itself to you and you find yourself looming over a deathbed. Oscar lies in its center, looking pitifully small. I'm so sorry, boy. I let my troubles drive your mama away. And sorry those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now. Yeah, he's clearly meant to be Charles Shaw. We're seeing through the perspective of his son, in case the game doesn't tell you. Bottles and rails. There's liquor everywhere, and after the collapse, seniors ran out of town and on a rail, hence all the rails. The goat portrait back there is what the wounded lamb from the room with Rosalina grew up to be. Same as the goat head in the garden, as in Charles Jr., as in Charlie. Yeah, that seems to sum it up. Jeez, I kind of feel bad for the guy. That's exactly what he wants us to feel, isn't it? Oscar looks so small and pathetic in that bed. Yeah, he really does. Damn it, Junior, how many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but that damn snake Enoch went behind my back. Oh, what bullshit. Strike a nerve? It was Charles Shaw's fault. That's just a fact. Is that a fact? Or is that just what you've been told? It's in the history books. It's a fact. Just because it's written in the history books doesn't mean it's true. I mean, you know what they say. History is written by the victors. You're right. I've been using that excuse for too many times. At a certain point, a man has to accept when he's dug up his own grave. Then may have run me out, but they didn't put the bottle in my hand. Still, they destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our name is cleared. Not until you can pass on the name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there. Tell the people the truth. Try to find proof. I don't know what you'll have to do, but please. I know I ain't been the best father, but I'm no murderer. I'm guessing this request didn't really pan out. Yeah, I don't think we'd be here if it did. Damn it, boy, I may not have time till morning. Promise me. Promise you'll go back and at the very least show that Enoch bastard what for. I promise. You watch as Oscar's body seizes and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him. That ghost is so full of it. Your cousin steps forward and disappears through the hole left in the bed, leaving you to follow. You find yourself pressed uncomfortably against a tree. A trellis? I don't know. A small castle sits off to one side off the wall, and the bars of a prison loom over her, both all of it and all of you. Climb up the hills again. How very Romeo and Juliet of you. Yeah, that was also one that ended in disaster, wasn't it? For once, I'm actually completely fine with that comparison. No need to run off. I won't tell the old man. Though you've gotten sloppy, you should try to be more careful if you don't want him putting you in an early grave. Okay, who is this? That face they're making. You keep asking me things like I know any better than you two. We've both been seeing the same rooms. You're the one who grew up here. I just thought you might recognize stuff. Not like this is exactly what the real world looks like, is it? How am I supposed to recognize anything when it's all messed up like this? For all we know, none of this even occurred. And even if any of this did happen, who's to say this is even close to an accurate interpretation? We're watching the memories of a dead man. No, not one of her brothers. I'm a prisoner. Another victim of the Scarlet's lies. Like you, Charles Shaw. The castle, the goat knight, and the unicorn are the estate. Charles Jr. and Edwardi, I'm guessing, but that's definitely not her behind those bars. No, definitely not. A mere generation makes no difference. His blood runs in your veins, does it? And now it runs in hers. Yes, it seems your little tryst bores fruit. And oh, will you ever be in trouble when the old man finds out? Tabitha's eyes go wide. But if this is the estate, is there a room with bars on the window? Shh! Let's talk. I think this might be important. You know, you don't have to keep dangling there. Come inside. You'll be able to hear me through the door just fine. The world around you swirls and you and Tabitha find yourself pulled to the other side of the wall. A door bound by countless locks and chains pulsates before you. This is definitely supposed to be the estate, but I can't tell how much of this is real and how much of it is metaphor. Stop talking, you might miss something. That's not what I invited you in for. I couldn't escape even with your help. I merely watched to offer a warning. I merely wanted to offer a warning. Leave town now. You can't take her with you. It's not possible. You can always stay and die, but if I were you, I would use my healthy legs and run as far away from Scarlet Hollow as possible. I hear the beaches are nice. Why don't you take a permanent vacation there? I'd kill to go to the beach right now. And you have nothing to say to that, Tatha? Ah, you've been talking to the witch then. How very interesting. Charlie, get away from the door. Don't listen to it. Is it Stella? Are witches real? Who knows, but don't take anything this thing says at face value. It could be saying things to intentionally mess with us. How does it know? This is too much. I just want to go home. Do you feel sick? I feel sick. Oh, what do I say? Oh, whatever. Yeah, I felt sick pretty much the whole time we've been here. Come on then. The quicker we get through this, the quicker we'll be out of this ghost place. Hopefully. You and Tabitha walk after Stella and into the darkness. You and your cousin find yourselves crouched under a large table. Stella stares through you, and indecipherable murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. I don't know why, but this feels so much worse than the last room. They're so lovely. Oh wait, I should do a bit. They're so lovely. Are you sure I can keep one? You must have worked very hard on them. Yeah, they're doing baby. Neither of them ever left the shadow of their parents, did they? I guess not. I don't think either Charlie or Eddie really got what they wanted out of life. Yeah, you definitely know a thing or two about that, don't you, Tassa? It doesn't justify what this ghost is doing, though. I'll try to keep away from my brothers so they don't smash it. Though I wish I could make it more like you can. And you can even do the voices. You know, you could probably make real money if you put on a show for people. Dang, even possessed still. Oh, you're trying to monetize hobbies. Don't joke. You're pissing off the ghost. A traveling show. You want me there too? Oh, we could go to towns along the beach. I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world. I wish we could go back in time all those years ago and tell them what we know now. Me too. Thank you, Charlie. I always wanted to see the ocean. Wow, we've been recording for an hour, but I'm still gonna keep going since there isn't that much left. There, are you done, Charlie? Can we leave? Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you or Tabitha can get in another word. The sail spotlight remains illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn to it. We're the final performers, aren't we? We must be. Which one of us is gonna open the door? You weirdly step out towards the trapdoor. It creaks open all on its own. Oh god, this is so much worse than opening it ourselves. You and Tyler are shoved from behind and tremble through the hatch. It took some digging, but it's here. The map was right. That means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. We can be happy together. And here we go. Honestly, this is more tragic than Romeo and Juliet. Eddie? God, that fucking sucks. Your lover pushes you down on the stairs and beats you with a baseball bat. Oh god, I'm so sorry. Your cousin violently heaves into the void, but nothing comes up. There's nothing here. This place is completely empty. So, Edwardine was a murderer. I'm sure she had a good reason. This isn't very fair, you know. We all saw one side of the story. I mean, it's not like we can even get Edwardine's perspective on things, unless she's also a ghost. Let's hope she isn't. Ugh, what now? Do you repent? Do you repent for your crimes? Are you talking to us? Don't answer it! You must answer for your crimes committed by your scarlet blood. Are you kidding me? I hate it here. I hate it here so much. Until you do, I cannot die. I want to die. Please. I've been alone in the dark for so long. All I ask is for some of your years. To pay for the years that were taken from me. What are you saying? My life was stolen from me. I want some of yours. It's only fair. No, it is not No, it is absolutely not fair. You gotta be kidding me. Neither of us had anything to do with what happened to you. The sins of the father are laid bare upon the children. One of you must forfeit. It doesn't matter which. Bullshit! You're on trial here, aren't you? Advocate for yourself. And what happens if we refuse? Then I will stay. And I will stay until I get what I'm owed. Are you scared to hear us out? Only a weak man would let his vengeance turn him blind to reason. Yeah, we have rights. Heights, you know. I take you have a plan, then? Your pleas met with silence, but silence isn't judgment. Keep talking. What should we say? Why should the sins of our forefathers be passed on to us? Were Charles' sins passed on to you? In life, did you want to punish Edward and Enoch, or do you want to move on and build a brighter future together? More silence, keep going. The memories you showed us were rife with overblown metaphor and exaggeration. How can you possibly pass judgment on us if you are no longer anchored in reality? Fresh tensions bubbles up in the air. You're almost out of this. For all your focus on the collapse and your death, have you forgotten about Eddie's pregnancy? We're not just Scarlets, we might be Shaws. The jury box is pulled away as you and Tazza are brought face to face with the spirit. It's time for your closing argument. You hate the way your father destroyed your family. Don't become in death what you despise so much in life. Silence. Then everything fades to black. That is so awesome. Just being able to just ace attorney your way out of this situation. You and Tazza come to in a basement. A mound of patched, hacked dirt in front of you. Your friends are nowhere to be seen, though Sybil remains standing on the stairwell, as if she's been patiently waiting for you to get it up. Very convenient that you're here, Sybil. Very convenient. And I can't tell, is that... Do you see something right there? I honestly can't tell. Ah, the spirit is gone, and the two of you are back. And both of you are whole. I have to admit this is... I don't know why I can't read today. I have to admit that this is quite an unexpected outcome. Excellent work, Odie. Oh boy, my foot fell asleep. I hope you don't mind, but I took advantage of the distraction to free everyone else. They're all outside. Take all the time you need to collect yourselves. I'll see you out there. Sorry, I need to... Give me a few moments. Sorry, my foot fell asleep, and, man, all the sitting is... Yeah, okay, so... Sybil heads up the stairs, leaving you and Tabitha alone in the basement. Huh, so that actually worked. I gotta stop picking fights with you. Sorry, I gotta fix something real quick. Oh, I swear I'm not trying to pad this out for time. This video is long enough as is. Before you go, you decide to investigate the shallow ground in the middle of the room. Tal follows close behind and watches as you dig. Charlie's mummified remains stare up at you, sad and broken at the bottom of the pit. There's another stone carving down there, just like the one we saw in the mines last night. This must have been where the map took him. Your cousin stands in contemplative silence. We shouldn't leave him here, right? Maybe we can come back tomorrow and give him a proper burial. It's nice when Tyler does show some empathy. You know what, Thanks, Tatha. That means a lot. Yeah, whatever. Let's get out of here, okay? You're outside. It's real this time. A cool autumn breeze blows down on small piles of dried leaves across the steps of the library. Finally, we're out of that fun house. I'm gonna go wait by the car. The last thing I want to do after all of that is talk to people. Tyler doesn't wait for you to respond, pushing past you and heading towards the car. I'm gonna peace out too. Back-to-back encounters with my own mortality, I got a lot to ponder. See ya, Rosalina. See ya, Alexis. Zane walks off down the road. That kid just marches to the beat of his own drum, doesn't he? How are we supposed to know it would be like that? Things have been strange around town, sweetie. Now's not the time to be poking around in the supernatural. I thought you learned that lesson yesterday. Oh, shut up. But magic isn't real, I mean, it's not supposed to be. God, that hurt. Everything is so sore. My bones were not meant to bend like that. I'm gonna be hurting for a few days at least. And poor Rosalina. I'll make sure to bring them both some tea later. I think I have just the thing. Mom, this is no time for tea. Jesus, the girl's lost a foot. She needs real medication. Real medication comes from natural ingredients, does it? What I have to offer is no different than what Dr. Kelly would prescribe. I beg to differ. And besides, after all you've seen, are you really so sure you have that much of a grasp on the real and unreal? Odie, is it really gone? Yeah, it was a bit of a Hail Mary, but yeah, it's gone, and I didn't have to sacrifice anything. You're too modest. It's a considerable feat to reason with a spirit like that. I can't believe you actually got us out of there. And got our house back. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'll do my best to make it up to you. To think that ghosts are actually real. Stella's gotta be over the moon right now. Actually, wait. Where is Stella? Oh, she's just standing there. By herself. That isn't like her. Is she okay? I was wondering the same thing. We just saw a ghost, and she's just standing off by herself. Which, like, fair, that'd be a normal action from anyone else who'd just seen a ghost, but this is Stella we're talking about. Hey Stella, are you okay? I'm making a Peridot reference. Peridot from Steven Universe. Yeah, let's move on. What? Oh. Yeah, I'm fine. I'll see you guys later. She hurries off down the road. I think she took the brunt of things in there. No wonder she's having a hard time right now. Should we go after her? I think she just needs some time to herself. Sarah's never been the kind to share her burdens, and I doubt that'll change just because somebody goes chasing after her. If anything, it'd just make her clam him up even more. She's a strong girl. She'll be okay. I'm honestly surprised she and Zane are the only ones heading out right now. You've all been through something awful, and each and every one of you needs rest. Especially you, Kanika. We don't want that cold of yours getting worse. Oh, she does not have a cold. I would have known if she had a cold. You know what? I'm not gonna mention the car in front of Sybil. I ran to Wayne into one of the rooms, and he vaguely threatened still if I kept poking around. Wait, are you serious? That creep threatened her? Should we be worried about her? He also crushed a ditch thing with his bare hands. It was pretty scary. That's just another reason we should keep our distance. Still smart. Hopefully she'll be okay. There was someone else in there? But that's my house. Rosalie and I live there. Did he say anything else to you? You don't need to trouble Odie for any details. No one pay any mind to that man. He's just a drifter. He'll be gone soon enough. That's ominous of you to say. In the meantime, stay clear and he won't make trouble. I can't believe I let Rosalie go in there. How could I have been so reckless? After everything she went through in the last day, how could I have let this happen? You actually tried pretty hard to warn us about things, Oscar. None of us took you seriously enough. Well, I should have done a better job warning you. I should have known how bad it could have gotten there. I shouldn't have let Rosalina come in with us. Dad, what did I tell you? Stop blaming yourself. You couldn't have stopped me. If you tried, you were just gonna sneak in after you. Yeah, Rosalina was gonna make us go in there no matter what. You didn't put a ghost in our house. This is not on you. I know you both had a difficult time with this, but the storm has passed and everything's worked out. Things will start getting better from here. Were you all conscious that whole time? Everyone glanced at each other, though none of them give any of their years away. Hey, you can see how exhausted they are, how unsettled. Yeah. It was awful. Kind of fun too, but mostly awful. I'm pretty sure we remember everything, at least up until Sybil showed up and snapped us out of it. But what was it like being puppeted? They all glanced away. It hurt. Why didn't I take the kids and stay behind? I can't believe I let this happen to them. Dad, this might be the overall pain and exhaustion talking, but shut up. I love you. You didn't do anything wrong, okay? I had no idea what I was gonna say until the words were already spilling out. It was like I had no control over myself. I remember each and everything I said. It's like it was burned into my memory. You poor souls. I can't imagine what you've all been through. Do any of you know who you were supposed to be? No idea. The words just came out. There's no context, nothing. There was a weird feeling, like an overwhelming guilt. I was so angry. I was mostly just scared. I didn't feel any of those things. I don't know how to describe it. I felt powerful. I was just cold. Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything about the carvings in front of Sybil. I should head back with Tabitha. And I should probably head back inside. It's starting to get chilly out. And there's still work to do to get Rosalie set up for the night. Don't be a stranger. Let us know if you need anything, Oscar. I will. Thank you. All of you, again. I believe it's time for me and my daughter to get home as well. But, Kanika dear, you haven't been feeling well. You need to get some rest. She's been feeling perfectly fine. I know what you're up to, Sybil. I see right through that innocent little old lady guise you put on. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow, Odie. Yeah, and I haven't forgot about what we talked about this morning. Cool. Neither have I. Nico wearily treks back to the general store. Before I go, Sybil placed a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight, but let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest and relaxation right now, yourself included. Assuming I have the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Odie. Sybil leaves you and catches up to her daughter. I guess just the two of us now. So you have any idea who you were? I could roughly place most of the others. None whatsoever, but I remember everything I said, and I remember that cold feeling. A prisoner of the Scarlets. I wonder what your family was up to back then. I guess we can add to the ever-growing pile of mysteries. What do you remember? As far as I know, all of it. I might start forgetting soon, but for now, it's all fresh. The twisting wasn't the most pleasant, but even though I feel like I got tossed in the blender, it honestly made me feel so alive. So you don't regret coming along tonight. I don't know why I said alone. Look, that was a horrible experience that will stick with me for the rest of my days. But it was also kind of amazing for that. I don't know if it makes sense, but how many other people can you say were possessed by a ghost? I guess you finally got some shared trauma with everyone now. Avery chuckles and grabs at their ribs, wincing. Yeah, I guess I do, huh? I know tonight was horrific, but it was also thrilling, and knowing we all went through it together, it makes it easier. There are people to converse with tomorrow morning when the soreness really starts to set in. Which reminds me, I better get back home. I'm supposed to have a shift tomorrow morning. I might have to call in sick, but here's hoping good night's sleep is enough to heal up. Avery heads off, leaving the square in front of the library empty. Time to wrap things up here. The ride back is quiet but not tense. Tabitha looks lost in thought as her glazed eyes stare at the winding mountain road. So, I guess ghosts are real. Yeah, I guess so. It feels like people should be making a bigger deal about this, don't you think? You'd be surprised how quickly people adjust to terrible realities. Wow, that is very unfortunate. That sounds very unfortunate. I'd very much move on from what happened tonight than make a big deal of it, and I'm sure most of your little friends feel the same way. Still, you did a good job tonight. I don't think I could have done what you did. If I was stuck in there without you, I would have just left that ghost behind as soon as I had the chance. I'm glad it didn't have to come to that. Thanks for coming along tonight. That place would have been a lot worse without you. Don't mention it. We're family. So, do you trust me now? I don't like having to answer questions like that. They're the sort of thing Pearl Ann would turn into a weapon. There was always an ulterior motive with that woman. Man, Pearl Ann was just the fucking worst. But, yeah, sure, I trust you. You slide back into silence as the car makes its way back to the estate. You're back inside after the events this evening. The howling winds and unsteady creaks of the estate almost feel like a warm welcome. Well, we're back. I still can't believe we all made it out of it in one piece. Do you think Stella's gonna be okay, like, emotionally? She wandered off back there. I'm worried about her. She's a pest, and like all pests, she has an uncanny way of bouncing back from things. She'll be fine. How would you know to call Sybil? Who else should I have called? The cops? I believe you've seen their competence on full display. Besides, I'm sure you've heard that woman talk. If anyone in this town would have known how to deal with a ghost, it'd be her, right? Not that we need the help, apparently, but how was I supposed to know you were able to just talk a ghost into submission? Is that a genuine smile on your face I see there? Yeah, I see you smirking there. That is a real smile, not that weird fake one you like putting on. We might have gotten rid of the ghost, but I'm still traumatized. That smile, that's the one I'm talking about. That's great. Now you're really a Scarlet. Let this be a lesson to you, Odie. I want to talk about Wayne. Really talk. Your cousin's size. What do you want to know? Do you really think he's gonna hurt Stella? No, he's a creep, but I don't think he has it in him to hurt her. And I don't know if you noticed, but Stella's irritatingly resourceful. She'll be fine. Why is he following me? He's a creep stalking his ex-cousin. And all the more reason not to talk to him. He's a different man now. Stay away from him. Why is he all gross? He's sick or something. Probably part of why he's such a creepy weirdo now. I don't know if it's contagious, but I wouldn't rule it out, so don't go near him. You really don't want me talking to him. What does he know that you're afraid I'll find out? I just know him. Please trust me when I say he's bad news. Yeah, I'm not gonna ask her. Alright, I think it's time for me to turn in. That's a good idea. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Don't keep poking around looking for trouble. You just have to make it to the funeral. 4 more days, that's all, and then the bus comes. I'd like to stay in touch after all this is done. Maybe. We could do that. It's been kind of lonely being the only Scarlet in our generation. It would be nice to have someone else in the family. We'll see how things go. Anyway, night. See you tomorrow. Time to go to bed. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling to bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half a week has passed since you arrived in town. A little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest. But disaster still looms over the town of Scarlet Hollow. Still, tonight was a good night, and you fall asleep with a gentle, well-earned smile on your face. Well, that's comforting. Well, that's the end of episode 3, and the end of this series for now. I'm not gonna do episode 4, well, I remember somewhere, I think it was like on one of the Steam announcements, they said that they were working on restoring a cut ending to episode 4, but as far as I can tell, they haven't done that. I don't know if they changed their mind about it, or if they still haven't, you know, if it's still not finished yet. So, either, like, I'll do a commentary playthrough, you know, once that update comes out. Okay, I'll do episode either once episode 5 is close to release, or is released, once the update restoring, like, you know, once I get more clarity on that cut ending, if it's gonna, you know, if they're gonna add it to the game or not. But I will do episode 4 for my hardcore series, so yeah, do keep an eye on for that. So yeah, I'm taking a break from this series. Like, you know, once I finish up my hardcore series, I'm gonna take a break from this game for a while, maybe focus on Cabernet, and then, you know, then eventually I will return to this game. But for now, this was Short John Red. Stay safe out there, take care of yourself, and have a good day.